this happen. I'm not afraid, neither of these deputies. We understand that sometimes this is the price you have to pay.
Developing tonight, prayers for a 25-year-old Spartanburg County deputy shot and killed in the line of duty. The sheriff says Deputy Austin Aldridge was ambushed while responding to a domestic call yesterday afternoon. Tonight, his patrol unit is a memorial parked outside the sheriff's office. And it was an emotional night as the Spartanburg community came together to remember Deputy Aldridge. News 13's Samir Nefsi was there with those who knew and loved him and honored his life and service.
It was here outside of the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office where fellow men in blue and community members gathered to pay their respects to fallen Sheriff's Deputy Austin Aldridge. Outside of the office, you can now see his police unit covered with flowers, candles, and a photo of the 25-year-old.
If you just come in, folks, you put your hand on somebody else.
Emotions remain high.
Grief is the price you pay when you love somebody, and I'm just going to pay it.
That memorial over there only expresses what we think every day about our sheriff's department, about our law enforcement.
Deputy Austin Aldridge shot Tuesday afternoon while responding to a domestic call.
Sadness. I just wanted to let it be known that the blue is supported in this community, and I just wanted to show my respects.
He died at the hospital that night.
It's just devastating. It's just, you know, he was good and he was trying to protect his community.
Sheriff Chuck Wright still coming to terms as the 25-year-old's car is now a memorial.
Ain't nobody perfect, but I promise you, if I could hire 100 more just like him, I'd do it right now. Because he represented good.
Sheriff Wright told us Deputy Aldridge was known for his sense of humor, work ethic, and most importantly, his commitment to serve and protect.
I want him to be remembered as somebody who had a commitment, you know, and a cause. It was bigger than him, it was bigger than me.
The loss not only hitting the sheriff's office, but impacting the community Aldridge was protecting.
No, I didn't know him, but it doesn't matter. I feel the pain.
The community support helping those who wear the badge heal.
It is so encouraging to be a part of the community that believes in their law enforcement.
The flags at half staff outside of the sheriff's office, a reminder.
No, we'll move past it. I mean, he won't never be forgotten, and we won't leave him behind, so to speak, but we'll press forward because that's what he would want us to do.
I'm told this upcoming Friday, it's anticipated a candlelight vigil will be held in honor of Deputy Aldridge here at the sheriff's office around 8 p.m. In Spartanburg County, Samir Nefsi, News 13.
Deputy Aldridge was an organ donor. His body was taken to Columbia today to help 70 patients. A motorcycle unit with the Henderson County Sheriff's Office joined a procession tonight that brought his body back home. Now, of course, our hearts are with his family and his fellow deputies tonight. A 25-year-old Spartanburg County deputy has been shot and killed in the line of duty.
The sheriff's office says Deputy Austin Derek Aldridge was ambushed when he was responding to a domestic call on Tuesday. Tonight, his car is a memorial. It's parked outside of the sheriff's office. The suspect fired at another officer who wasn't hit and returned fire. The suspect took off, wrecked his car, and was caught after running into the woods. During a news conference on an unrelated case, South Carolina authorities remembered Aldridge.
With losing a deputy, there's certainly nothing easy about that at all. Terrible situation, what they're going through. It's certainly a sad day for law enforcement here in the Upstate.
62-year-old Dwayne Hurd has been identified as a suspect in the shooting. He was shot during the encounter, taken into custody and transported to the hospital. The investigation continues, and tonight at 10 and 11, we talk with the sheriff and take you to a prayer vigil for the fallen deputy. A Rutherford County man has been sentenced to life without parole in federal prison.
Daniel Prince pleaded guilty to killing a South Carolina woman after kidnapping her and crossing state lines.
News 13's Stephanie Santastasi explains why investigators are now calling him a serial killer.
Authorities called Daniel Prince a monster and serial killer. In addition to the kidnapping and death of Edna Suttles, they say he's also responsible for the disappearance or death of at least 3 other women. This morning, authorities from the Upstate and the mountains held a news conference outside the federal courthouse in Greenville. They said evidence presented in court showed that on the morning of August 27, 2021, Prince traveled from his North Carolina home to Travelers Rest, where he met 80-year-old Edna Suttles. Prince met her at a grocery store where he purchased yogurt. Investigators later learned he drugged before the two traveled back to Suttles' home. Later, video shows Prince moving a visibly sedated Suttles from her car and into his. He then drove her across state lines back to his home in Rutherford County, where he buried her body.
There is no more serious offense than taking the life of another, and yesterday's life sentence was a small measure of justice for these families.
He was a sick-minded individual, dangerous individual. He preyed on the elderly, and he preyed on females. So we're glad we got him, for sure.
Investigators say if it weren't for the investigation into Edna Suttles, they would have never discovered the other victims in this case. That's because no reports were ever filed for them. At this time, authorities have not ruled out that Prince could have other victims out there. Regardless, though, he will still spend the rest of his life in prison.